Just don't let that thing fall forward. Matter of fact, give me some tape. Let's take that.
I'm going to pull this back a little, but I'm going to stand up here.
We got nobody keeping it down.
Be on that side?
Yeah, I'll be on this side.
Yeah, we both need a window.
Yeah.
We can hold hands at halftime.
We'll knock each other out. Go like, oh! Headbutt.
Hey, do you really want that quick? Yeah. Just a little piece. We just got to snap. Quick. I wear them like this because they look cool.
I got my blindfold.
I'm like this so I can look out and then I can look down.
You're going for that librarian.
Yeah. Hey, you know, the sexy librarian.
This means we don't have a band here today. I thought there were people in the band.
You good?
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We ask now that you rise and gentlemen remove your hats. At the 2018 Linganore Marching Band will play our national anthem.
Jacob Wetzel, 30-yard touchdown run. Believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Wait a minute. He's got a man open. 20-yard, 30-yard, still on his feet. 40, and he will score. All the way down. Call that 65-yard touchdown of the Canopy Cougars. Funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Lay under center. Brusha is backfield with Butler. Lay goes Brusha. No, keeps it under. Yes, it is. Lancers. Right away, gets it on his hip after faking in the fullback's belly. Wins it, Cone, Dillard. Touchdown, right away on the keeper. Don't believe me, just watch. Wait a minute. Before we leave, let me tell you a little something. Uptown.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 1450 WTHU. We're here at Linganore High School. This is Michael Reinick along with Tom Jeppy. We got Michael Betteridge on our board and Will Burns doing your video with 1450.
Here's the cool 1450 AM forecast for tonight. Mostly cloudy and a low of 27.
Linganore High School, Frederick County football. Frederick County High School state semifinals being hosted by the Linganore Lancers. They'll be playing the Chesapeake Cougars from Anne Arundel County. And Coach Jeppy, we've seen the teams warm up. They're on the field. We're getting ready for the game. Any last thoughts?
Hey, Mike, this is the best part of the game for me. I love this, the excitement right after the national anthem, the fact that it's cool and crisp. Linganore, as they always do when they win the coin toss, has chosen to defer. They want to play defense first. The idea here is pin Chesapeake deep, get them 3 and out, and get the ball on offense.
All right.
Plus, they'll get the ball first in the second half.
Correct, and they know what they'll need to do. All right, so Chesapeake will be receiving the ball. It will be Ben Formulac kicking off for the Lancers. Everyone, we're brought to you, these games are brought to you by a bunch of sponsors we'd like to mention. Ace Hardware in Mount Airy, Catoctin Orchards, Catoctin Wildlife Preserve, Center of Life Chiropractic, DentedToolbox.com, Emmitsburg Glass, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Happy Dog Groomers, Mixed Plumbing and Heating, Schuff's Meat Market, and Woodsboro Bank. Without those sponsors, we wouldn't be able to bring this game to you tonight. We're just about ready for kickoff. It will be the Lancers kicking off to the Cougars. As said, number 5, Bennett Formulac to do the kicking. Back deep to receive, looks like number 4, Jimmy Rebels Allen. And not sure, Tom, if you can see who that other deep back is.
I can't see, but they usually don't come into play the way Linganore kicks.
Short kick to number 22. Andrew Colangelo takes it. Colangelo takes the ball back to about the 30-yard line where he's taken down by number 91 for the Lancers, John Pfaff. And 30-yard line is where the Cougars will start. 1st and 10. We just began the game here. Lancers have their defense out on the field. Cougars are coming out. Tom, the Cougars are going to run kind of a pro-style offense, and they're going to use multiple sets. They like to throw the ball a lot. What do you think the Lancers are going to try to do here?
Hey, the Lancers are going to have to get after the quarterback. One thing we learned in the Oakdale game earlier in the season that they had to make some adjustments in their pass defense game. Let's see how those adjustments work here tonight.
Dylan Young is at quarterback. He is second-team All-County in Anne Arundel County. He looks to drop back on the first pass. He gets pressured, throwing deep. He's got a receiver deep down, incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete. Under coverage for Linganore was number 6, Colby Bannon. It was an up and out, an out and up move, and he had a few steps on him. If the pass was, thrown a little bit better, that could have been dangerous for Linganore, and it could have been a big play right out of the gate for Chesapeake.
Jackson Ambush had pressure, and Jackson was able to get just enough pressure to make them speed that up. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. The Cougars pass the ball at least 50-50. It's a pass-run game. They have 3 backs that they're going to use. And right now in the backfield with Young, looks like it's number 3, Khalil Gary. They have press coverage on the outside. Screen pass out to the outside. Good pursuit by the Lancers.
Yeah, host of Lancers, number 43, Jackson Ambush from the middle linebacker position, out there to make the tackle. But again, that's the typical Lancer defense. If they're going to throw that, keep the play in front of you and 11 hats to the ball. And you saw that right there, Mike. There were about 8 Lancers on the ball carrier.
And that was a quick pass out that looked like number 1, Cole Foca. And they got on him really quickly. So now it's 3rd and 10. This is where the Lancers want him. In the backfield, looks like it is number 1, Foca. Split out wide, there's Spangler and Russell Tongue. Young drops back, he gets pressure. This time he throws, it's complete. Complete to number 12, Colton Spangler. Pass was thrown a little bit behind him. Number 2, Colby Bannon was in coverage, but it looked like a zone defense said that he found the slot. First down, Cougars.
And Spangler, one of those big receivers for Chesapeake and one of Young's favorite targets, 31 receptions on the year, 517 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's where they do most of their damage, Mike, is through the air. Young has over 2,000 yards passing, and if I read the stats right, he's completing about 80% of his passes.
And Spangler is getting looks at Towson and West Point, but as a kicker and punter, so we'll hear him. Last week he counted for 18 points. Snapped goes to Young. Young goes to his up back. Not sure who the up back is. Looks like it's Gary. He gains about 4 on first down.
That was Gary. That's a big running back there, 6'2", 220. That's a load to stop in the middle of that offense.
They have some bigger backs. They're going to mix it up, bringing in different receivers. Young's on the sideline, comes back in.
And this is always one of those series right off the bat with the Lancer defense. Rick Connor likes to see what they're going to present to him, and then he makes adjustments as the game goes on. So this is one of those drives where you may see a little bit longer drive from Chesapeake.
One back set. They go to that back. He's pressured in the backfield, taken down by number 8, Cole Mitchell. Number 1, Foca on the carry, hit by Cole Mitchell back at the original line of scrimmage. Loss of 4, 3rd and 10 Cougars.
And number 1, I've been told, is Cole Foca. So one on the carry, but Cole Mitchell coming up to make a big play there for the Lancers. Kind of almost like one of those old playground tackles where he kind of swung him around, threw him to the ground.
He did. He was able to get on, hold on for dear life, throw him to the ground. So it's 3rd and 10. Cougars come to the line. Young looks out. He has 4 receivers, 2 split on each side with the single back Foca. Young gets the ball, getting pressure up the middle, hit hard. His pass it falls incomplete, and Young got hit by number 55, Dustin Keith, on that right as he threw it. Strong hit. It's going to bring up 4th and 10 for the Cougars.
Yeah, and that's what the Lancers need to do tonight is get pressure on Young, and that's the best way to do it. Dustin Keith in the last game we called here, he must have made 13 or 14 tackles. If he can get off early, that'll spell a lot of trouble for Young in trying to get the time to make those passes downfield.
He leads the Lancers in sacks with 8. Spangler is in the punt now. Spangler, I think he's averaging about 42 yards a punt. So Joey Felton's back deep to receive. Oftentimes Felton does not get the opportunity. The speedy wide receiver for Linganore. Spangler's kick. He gets pressure. He gets out wide. He kicks a line drive. And Felton's going to have to let it roll. It's going to be downed at the 10-yard line, 9-yard line, and I'll tell you what, Spangler showed his athleticism there because the Lancers got pressure right up the middle that would have resulted in a block punt.
That's a heads-up play by the kicker there. Probably why he's being recruited as a kicker to go to college, to have the wherewithal to take a few more steps and at least get a kick away versus having it blocked and potentially returned for a touchdown.
All right, and the Lancers, the ball is set, and the Lancers are at the line. They're ready to go. Looks like they're going to try to go quick here. They've got Lay in the backfield. He's by himself. It looks like Xander McClure maybe split out wide. They go with the jet sweep to Joey Felton. Joey Felton out to the 10, the 15, cuts it up to the 20. To about the 21-yard line, out of bounds. First down, Lancers on the jet sweep to Joey Felton.
Speed kills. Yale-bound Joey Felton shows off his burners there. What the Lancers will probably try to do early is maybe spread them out a little bit and then start to pound McClure and Butler up the middle, off tackle.
Lancers with 2 receivers. It's going to be Formulac and Felton, and now they've got their traditional I set with Lay under center, Joey Bruce at the fullback, and Davon Butler at the tailback position. Lay takes the snap, goes to Butler. Butler up the middle to the 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45-yard line of Chesapeake. Great run by Davon Butler. Great blocking by the right side of the line, Tom.
And right back to the line of scrimmage for the Lancers. They're going to try and attack quick. Davon Butler made a big impact on this team when he came back midway through the season. He's just starting to get into his stride, and they've actually got a three-headed beast in the backfield. But if he can get off early, this is going to be a long day for this Cougar defense.
Lay to Butler again. Butler up the middle to the 40, to the 35, to the 30-yard line. Taken down. Tackle on that play by, it looks like, number 4, safety Jimmy Revels-Allen. But with that being said, it is a first down Lancers. Lancers 1st and 10 at the Cougar 30-yard line.
And right back to the line of scrimmage. They are going to attack quickly tonight.
Lay under center. Same setup. Goes to Butler, this time to the left. Butler to the 25. Go! Plants 20, 15. Down to about the 12-yard line. He planted that left foot, Tom, and made a cutback that left the Cougar defender swinging for air.
And what I like about Butler now is he just hits the hole and goes. There's no more dancing. Early on in his high school career, he did a lot of dancing, but now he is hitting those holes and hitting them in stride, and he's getting big yardage.
1st and 10 Lancers on the 13-yard line. There's a timeout. The officials come in, and it looks like Chesapeake has called a timeout. So with 7:44 remaining here in the first quarter, the score is 0-0. Lancers knocking on the door. This is 14:50, bringing Sutter County High School football.
Here's the cool 1450 AM forecast. For tonight, mostly cloudy and a low of 27. Tomorrow brings us rain, freezing rain and sleet before 10 in the morning, and then rain and a high near 39. Overnight tomorrow night, a chance of rain, then turning partly cloudy with a low of 35. For Sunday, partly sunny and a high near 55. Sunday night, a chance of rain after 1 in the morning, and for Monday, rain is likely and a high near 50. From the cool 1450 AM Weather Center, I'm John Stevenson.
We're back at Linganore High School where the Lancers have the ball on the 13-yard line. The Chesapeake Cougars. Mike Reinick with Tom Jeffy bringing you the game. 1st and 10 Lancers on the 13-yard line. Lay under center. Lay goes to Brusha. Brusha hit immediately. Gets free. 5, 10. Touchdown Lancers. Joey Brusha.
Yeah, probably expecting Butler. Brusha hit the line, got bounced backward, and just kept those feet going and was able to take his momentum and get the last 10 yards into the end zone. I think the Chesapeake is in for a long day if this Linganore running attack continues this way. I don't think they have the answers up front. They look like they have a pretty big defensive line, but they are just getting manhandled by Linganore tonight so far.
Bennett Formulac on to attempt the extra kick out of the Michael Bromley hold. Snap is good. The set, the kick is good, and Formulac's been very good this year, Tom. So with 7:36, the Lancers now lead 7-0, and I'll tell you what, the 91-yard running play, every play was a running play on that drive. 91-yard drive by the Lancers, setting a tone early.
Setting a real tone early, and they only went outside once, Michael. I think what they're saying is, hey, this is motto football. It's a cold night. We're going to crack pads, and we're going to take our man, and we're going to beat him at the spot, and we're just going to run it right down their throat. And they're going to set the tone that way. It's, we called it punch them in the mouth early and see if they're able to bounce back. Now we'll see if Chesapeake can bounce back.
All right, so the Lancers will be kicking off. It'll be number 5, Bennett Formulac. We talk about Spangler as a kicker. Bennett Formulac's been very solid for the Lancers. As you said, some of these placement kicks on kickoffs, but I believe he's 4 for 4 on field goals and nearly perfect on extra points on the year. Formulac will be kicking off. Once again, they'll probably be going with that angle kickoff, and number 22 is the guy, Andrew Colangelo, who ran the last one back, and that's where they tend to go with these kicks. Angle kickoff again. Colangelo fields it at about the 25. Gets out to the 30, and he's tackled shortly after the 30-yard line by number 31, Michael Bromley. So the Cougars this time gain a little bit of yardage. They're taking over 1st and 10 on their own, it looks like 32-yard line.
And again, this is where Linganore doesn't mind having their opponents start. They'd rather have them start here than get a big play by kicking it deep to one of their athletic return people. You don't want to get a big play. So that's why they try to minimize this on special teams.
No, and I read comment from Coach Elliott of Chesapeake earlier this week, and he said that they really rely on special teams to make some of their plays, so it takes some of that out. All right, so there's 3 receivers and a tight end. Goes in motion to tight end. Young hands off up the middle. Once again to number 1. That is Foka on the carry. He gets maybe a yard. Second and 9.
Joey Bromley and Dustin Keith on the tackle there. The Bromley boys, they're the leading part of the leading tacklers on this team. Jackson Ambush with 85 tackles, but then behind that is Michael Bromley and Joey Bromley, so they're making a lot of tackles for this Linganore defense.
Now, what the linemen do is they occupy the linemen, and then the linebackers come in and fill those gaps, and they really those guys don't miss very often when they're one-on-one with a player.
This is, as you said, this is a gap-controlled defense. Everybody has a gap to control, and the linebackers have to fill and make those plays.
Young in the backfield with Foka. He's got 3 receivers to his right. He rolls that way. He goes this time and complete to number 12. I believe that is Spangler again. That's his second reception. A great reception. Hit immediately by a Lancer. Tom, did you see who made that tackle?
It was number 5 on the tackle, Formulac.
Okay, so Bennett Formulac on the tackle. It's 3rd and 1. That was an 8-yard gain by the Chesapeake Cougars. Chesapeake likes this down and distance a lot better than the last 3rd down, which was about 3rd and 11.
I'd say so. With 6:13 and counting and 7-0 deficit for Chesapeake, they break the huddle.
The whole playbook's open here. So Young this time is under center. He has a fullback and a tailback. He goes to the tailback. This time the tailback is number 2.
24 on the tackle.
Brandon Hackney, and Hackney gets the first down with a gain of about 4.
Yeah, and again, they were giving Keith a breather. I think Dustin Keith is playing both ways here for Linganore. He's playing guard and he's playing defensive tackle. So they gave him a breather on that first part of this series. He just returned to the game. Yeah, so I'd expect to get some pressure from Keith.
Yeah, that was number 24, Brady Domro, who's into the defensive backfield. If I'm looking here, it looks like Ben Musselman may not be in the game at the moment. It is Young under center. This time he has Gary along with his fullback. They go to Hackney again, rather. Hackney with a gain of 1.
Yeah, nothing on the play there. Linganore's defensive front just collapsed on him. In on the tackle is number 51 for the Lancers.
So it was
Matthew Beakey and number 55, Dustin Keith.
Beakey and Keith, so the two defensive tackles just clogging up that middle, doing their job. So 2nd and 9 for Chesapeake. Interesting in contrast to the Lancer approach, which was get to the line of scrimmage as fast as they can. Chesapeake is understanding that the more possessions the Lancers have, the more difficult maybe to stop them. So they're going to try to bleed the clock when they have the ball.
Yeah, in basketball, we call it taking the air out of the ball.
Okay, this time Young is in the backfield. It looks like Hackney again. They fake to Hackney. Up the middle, they get pressure. Throws out towards the outside. Incomplete. Pressure by number 8, Cole Mitchell.
Yeah, and hit hard on the play by Cole Mitchell. Young, slow to get up again. This is the way they got to attack him. If he's able to be comfortable back there in the pocket, he's proven he can pass the ball with over 2,000 yards on the season and 21 touchdowns.
He's not the tallest quarterback, so if they can get in his face, he's going to have to change his passing angles. The ball's coming out and stuff like that. So here are the Cougars, 3rd and 9 at the 48-yard line, their own 48-yard line. Big play for the Cougars as they try to extend this drive. Spangler splits out on the short side of the field. He's wide out. Foka in the backfield. Dylan Young looks deep. He has somebody in the slot. Incomplete. There was some contact there between the receiver and Joey Bromley, 31, but there is no call on the play. 4th and 9, Chesapeake. I think it's too early to probably try to play possession here. They're going to let their all-conference kicker punter, Spangler, try to pin the Lancers deep again like he did last time.
Yeah, let's see if Lancers can get the same pressure this time that they got on the last time, and maybe they're going to get an opportunity to block a punt here.
Yeah, they did have that up the middle, so it'll be interesting to see if they attack the same way or if they try to maybe contain a little bit more. They'd like to give Felton that chance in open field. Okay, so Spangler is back. It looks like there's an off.
Went early on the far side.
Yeah, we had the gunner on the outside. It looked like number 4, for Chesapeake, which is
Rebels
Allen. Tried to get a head start on that.
So that will cost.
So that'll push them back even further.
Cost the Cougars 5. It's going to be 4th and 14. They'll be trying this punt now from their own 43-yard line. Interestingly, Felton's only standing about 30 yards off the line of scrimmage. See if Spangler can get one over his head. He's dropping back a little deeper now. High snap. Pressure comes up the middle. Spangler gets a high kick away. Fair catch called for by Joey Felton. He makes the fair catch at the 26-yard line, and the Lancers will take over there. 1st and 10 with 4:22 remaining here in the first quarter.
And it looks like the Lancers, a sense of urgency again. Looks like they're going to get right to the line of scrimmage, and as soon as this ball is put in play, they're going to get it snapped. And
Tom, Lancers don't play too many guys both ways, and I think Chesapeake plays a bunch of guys both ways. So I think it's an effort at this time in the season. Some guys are a little banged up. Maybe you can wear them down by going quickly. Lancers have Lay in the shotgun with Butler behind him, Bruscia on a wing. Read option goes to Butler. Butler straight up the middle. Butler for 10, 12, still on his feet. Butler runs out to almost the 45-yard line. A Linganore first down, 17-yard gain on first down by Davon Butler.
And you're going to get a steady dose of Butler right now, I think, because they're getting big chunks of yardage at a time. And, wear out the middle of that defense. Wear them down now, because if you're right in what you said earlier, if these guys are going both ways up front, you're going to have to tire them out.
Lay on the keeper on the read option. Lay goes up the middle. Ryan Lay gets about 3 yards on that, out to the 46-yard line, 47-yard line. Lancers 2nd and 7.
And Linganore slowing down a little bit, just enough to look to the sideline for the signal, and right back over the ball.
Ryan Lay back under center. Bruscia is his fullback. Butler is his tailback. He's got Felton and Formulac split out one each side. They go to Butler. Butler stumbles in the backfield. Out to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. There's a penalty flag down. Butler into the end zone for a touchdown. There's a penalty flag down on the 43-yard line. Looks like there might be a holding call against the Lancers. Tom, are there 2 flags or is there a flag and a shoe?
I'm trying to figure out what is out there. I saw one of the defensive backs go flying on a block downfield. I don't know if they're calling him for a block in the back, but there was no way they were going to catch Butler on that.
Davon Butler went on that play about 53 yards. They're bringing it back, though, and they're going to good news for Chesapeake is Davon's going to take a break. The bad news is Xander McClure is coming in. He's capable of doing the same thing.
Yeah, you can interchange all 3 of these backs, Samayoa, McClure, and Butler. Butler is probably the biggest and the strongest of the 3 and can do the most damage. But regardless, you're going to have a good running back capable of busting any play wide open.
So it looks like they called a hold, and it was about 10 yards downfield because the ball's just about back at the original line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 7 for the Lancers again. Xander McClure at tailback, Bruscia at the fullback. Felton, one-on-one, Joey Felton out here on the long side of the field. Lay goes to Xander McClure. McClure hit in the backfield, loss of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Carry right to 28, Xander McClure.
Tackle on the play, I think, was by number 2, which is
number 2 is Hackney. And Hackney's an interesting story. At the beginning of the year, he was out with an injury. He was supposed to be their feature back, and he's back now and plays a big role. Lay quickly throws it out to Formulac on the right side. Formulac able to get the first down. Nice move by Bennett Formulac. He gains 15 on the play. 1st and 10 Lancers. First pass of the game complete from Ryan Lay to Bennett Formulac.
Excellent play by Formulac. Make the catch first, and then he made one move, which was able to spring him just enough to get a first down.
Lancers still with McClure in the backfield with Bruscia. Felton split out wide. They're giving Felton about a 10-yard cushion. Lay drops back looking for Felton. They go short to Felton. Felton makes a move. Hit by number 8. Breaks away. Ultimately taken down by number 6. I believe that's Tongue. But not before Joey Felton breaks away for about a 30-yard gain. 1st and 10 Lancers. Knocking on the door again at about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, and Felton, typically known for his speed, showed his breakaway there, his ability to not go down and break a few tackles.
Lay under center. Lay Goes to Butler, back in the game. Butler goes in untouched. Touchdown Lancers, 11-yard touchdown run by Davon Butler with 2:20 remaining. The score 13-0 here.
Yeah, 13-0 with a kick coming, could be 14-0. And one of these things, you don't want to call a game too early, but judging by the posture of the Chesapeake Cougars, I'd say this game is going to be pretty much over early.
Michael Bromley to hold. Bennett Formulac to attempt the extra point. Snap good, hold by Bromley good. Bennett Formulac's kick up and good. Score, Linganore Lancers actually no good. Linganore Lancers 13, Chesapeake Cougars 0. We'll be back. This is Frederick County High School football on Cool 1450.
David Salon is a sophisticated hair salon that will pamper you in a big city atmosphere with personalized small town service. Conveniently located in the Walkers Village Shopping Center in Walkersville, create the new you with one of our experienced, innovative stylists. David Salon will help you look and feel your absolute best. Color, waxing, facials, manicures, pedicures, and more. Men and women love David Salon. Call for an appointment today at 301-845-4050. That's 301-845-4050. Or check us out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Linganore High School where the Lancers have taken a 13-0 lead. That extra point was just wide by Bennett Formulac. Formulac gets ready to kick off. This time he kicks deep over the head of the Chesapeake receivers through the end zone. Touchback. Bennett Formulac showing off a little bit of his leg on that one, Tom.
Yeah, and in high school football where it hits the end zone and it's an automatic touchback and you take it back out at the 20-yard line, the ploy is bring them up with the short kicks, and then kick it over the heads and hope you get that roll. That was an excellent kick by Formulac.
Formulac put it right down the center of the field, landed on about the 1 yard, skipped through the end zone. So Lancers now looking to make a statement on defense. If they can get a stop here, the Cougar defense was looking a little worn out on that last drive.
Yeah, and the slump of the shoulders tells a big story here. I think they came in with expectations to maybe get off early and get a score. And what they found is they're getting a big, heavy dose of Davon Butler in this Lancer running game.
Handoff goes to the outside, taken down by number 43, Jackson Ambush. That was Hackney running again. Hackney gained about 2 on the play.
Yeah, big hit by Ambush on the play, and Brady Domro also in on the tackle for the Lancers. Ambush is all over the field as a middle linebacker, already committed to play football next year at Albany.
At the University of Albany Division I. Felton Division I player. We know that Ryan
Lay's going to be going somewhere,
right.
Just nobody knows where yet.
And the Bromley brothers are going to figure out which sport they want to play. They're excellent wrestlers as well.
And lacrosse, I believe, too.
All right, so now we have Young under center. He's got Foka in the backfield, and there's a flag. Looked like the play clock went down, Tom. Looks like a delay of game will be against the Cougars. All the things are falling off, the wheels are falling off the cart here.
Yeah, one of the things we try to point out, early in the season you see the teams make a lot of mental mistakes and other types of mistakes. This late in the season, it's the teams that don't make the mistakes that continue to play week in and week out. And if you're going to make mistakes in a game like this, it will cost you. Already backed up deep in their territory, they're down inside the 20-yard line now.
It's going to be a second and about 11. Young in the backfield with Hackney now this time. He has Tongue and Spangler split out one side. They fake. They go back to Hackney now on the draw play. Nice draw play. Number 42, Dalton Pearl, drug him down from behind, but not before a 6-yard gain for the Cougars.
Pearl, the backside defensive end, the responsibility there is to make sure you stay home. And he stayed home, and he was just able to make that, I wouldn't call it a shoestring tackle, but like a jersey string tackle. He was able to just grab the jersey and bring him down.
Okay.
Saved a big play there.
So it's third and about 6 for the Cougars. They send out 3 receivers. They have, it looks like number 1, Foka in the backfield with Young. Young surveying. Snap goes to Young. He looks to his right. He's throwing out to the outside. Pass incomplete. That was intended for number 8, Cody Carpenter, and it's going to be punting time for the Cougars again.
Yeah, punting time. And after the Oakdale game, they made a move and put Felton in on defense, and Felton was on the coverage on that play right there. What I'd look out for here is pressure the Lancers are able to put on. I would think deep in the territory where they are, they may go after this kick.
All right, we have 47 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The Lancers lead 13-0 at Linganore High School. We have Spangler back to kick and Felton back to receive at his own 45. Spangler blocked. You called it, Tom. Joey Bromley on the block. Michael Bromley on the recovery. Bromley still running back to about the 20. There was a flag on the return. Joey Bromley blocked the kick. Michael Bromley recovered it at about the 30-yard line, and then like a rugby scrum, a pile of players moved down to about the 5-yard line.
And they're going to call sideline warning on the Lancers.
So there's a sideline warning with the Lancers coming off on that. They couldn't help but be excited based on that. And that's
they're going to march off something else. They may have got him for pushing the pile. Like you said earlier, looked like a rugby scrum. That pile just kept moving and moving and moving. And I'll tell you, if there are any tough kids on this football field, it's both the Bromley boys. You mentioned earlier they're good wrestlers. They're just all-around tough kids, and they make plays.
1st and 10 from the 13 for the Lancers. That's kind of a weight room play there, Tom. That play is made in July and August.
Absolutely.
So here the Lancers coming to the line of scrimmage. They bring in Mason Wills. They have Davon Butler in with Ryan Lay at quarterback.
And now they have tight end release here, too.
They have Brusha and Wills playing as tight ends. They send Felton on the jet sweep. Felton has all the room in the world to run. Gets around the corner. Touchdown. Number 2, Joey Felton. They lined up 2 tight ends on that side, Brusha and Wills, and they just basically ran a sweep around the end on the jet.
Just, hey, speed kills. He may be the fastest kid on this football field. He's probably the fastest kid in this county. And just able to get inside the pylon there for the touchdown to put the Lancers up 19-0 with 21 seconds to go. Still in the first quarter here at Linganore Field.
Bennett Formulac to try the extra point. Bromley on the hold. The kick by Formulac. This kick is a line drive kick, and it's good. So with 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the score is the Linganore Lancers 20 and the Chesapeake Cougars 0.
And the tale of two teams here. Linganore running off the football field, and the Chesapeake Cougars walking and slumping off the football field in between plays here.
This is one of those, Tom, where the Lancers have been here many times before, and their goal is to dominate this game and play next Thursday. And I'm not really sure, that Chesapeake knew what they were in for when they were coming to Lancer Stadium, but they've got a long road ahead of themselves here at the end of the first quarter, down 20-0.
Yeah, and judging by the body language, I think they realize that, but they're going to have to turn that around. They got to be. The message on the sideline has to be, we still have an opportunity here. We won our region. We're playing in the state semifinals. We didn't get here for nothing. Now let's go out there and play Chesapeake Cougar football. They've got to amp up the enthusiasm and performance here if they're going to have a shot in this game at all.
Okay, Formulac to kick off. 21 seconds remaining here. Formulac goes with the short kick this time. Taken by Andrew Colangelo again. Colangelo up the middle. He's hit by number 19, Jake Santis, and number 22 for the Lancers,
Joey Bromley.
The Bromley boys are all over the place. They're going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 31. We got a score from across town, Tom. The Oakdale Bears lead the Elkton Elks 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
So a lot of teams across the state of Maryland are learning what Frederick County football is all about.
And I believe Elkton played a couple of years ago against Walkersville in one of the state tournament games. So I think they knew what they were getting, but I'm not sure anyone has quite seen a team like the Oakdale Bears are this year. 15 seconds remaining. Young in the back with Foka in the backfield. 3 receivers to his right. They go to Foka up the middle. He's hit by Dalton Pearl. Escapes. Jackson Ambush doesn't escape, and Michael Bromley cleans it up. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. With the score, the Linganore Lancers 20 and the Chesapeake Cougars 0. We'll be right back. This is 1450 bringing you Frederick County High School football.
Gettysburg Auto Auction is looking for additional buyers for our increased car volume. So if you're in the market for a new used car, try this little auction. Gettysburg Auto Auction continues to have the highest customer satisfaction and lowest fees of any auto auction. And our exclusive bid drive-by program allows you to drive your car before you buy it. If you missed out on Gettysburg Auto Auction's Thursday night sale, stop by on Friday for our Leftover Friday sale, where any vehicle still available can be bought on the spot. Gettysburg Auto Auction is located on Route 15 at the Maryland-Pennsylvania line, the Steinway exit. For directions and a sampling of upcoming vehicles, visit GettyAuto.com. Gettysburg Auto Auction, the little auction with a new start time of 6 p.m. and looking for additional buyers to go with our influx of vehicles.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge on the board, and Will Burns providing you your streaming video. If you haven't seen it, go to Cool 1450's website, and you can follow along and watch the game. Live video streaming from the stadium. The Lancers are on defense, 2nd and 8 for Chesapeake. They're going to be looking to go from right to left, see if they're any better luck this way. Young takes the snap out of the shotgun. He has 5 receivers out. Young scrambles. Young gets down and is taken down hard by Jackson Ambush after a gain of about 3.
Yeah, Jackson Ambush, leading tackle on this Lancer defense, just all over the field. Gets downfield, reads, and is able to react quickly and make a good play on that. I'll tell you one thing, and I'll give you something to think about. The one thing is that the quarterback for the Cougars looks at his receivers as soon as he takes the snap. He doesn't look away. He's not trying to deflect anything. But let me give you this thought. Oakdale and Linganore, these kids grew up playing together, and if there wasn't Oakdale High School, they'd all be playing here. Think about that for a minute.
Oh, I know. It's a scary thought. Lancers are showing blitz. Young. Oh, there's a penalty flag. Looks like another delay of game against the Cougars. Oh, false start against the Cougars. So either way, it's a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to make a very makeable 3rd and 5 back to a 3rd and 10. Not what quarterback Dylan Young wants to be looking at there. The Chesapeake receivers, they seem to be coming off the line with they're not running their routes with a whole lot of expediency, and unfortunately Young isn't having a lot of time in the backfield to make a decision as to where he's throwing it. But overall speed of the game seems to be affecting them.
Yeah, and it almost seems like the wind is out of their sails, so to speak.
All right, they have 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Young in the backfield with Foka. The blitz is coming. Young steps up in the pocket. He's hit. Then he throws complete to number 6, I believe. Looks like Tung. Tung is taken down by number 10, Will Coletti. See where they give him the spot. It looks like he's going to be about a yard short at about the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and the quarterback, Dylan Young, roughed up again. Dustin Keith on the play really drilled him as soon as he threw that ball. He didn't even realize he had a completion. So, again, they're getting to the quarterback. 4th and short, they're going to have to go for it at this point in the game.
And they send in, when they make their substitutions, Tom, it's like a line shift. They send in 4 or 5 guys, and, Lancers got to mark up with them. And it looks like they might be going to more of a power set here as they've got quarterback in with a fullback and a tailback. Lancers come to the line. They go to the tailback. He's hit in the backfield, loses 1.
Michael Bromley knifing through the defense. What a tackle there.
Loss of 1 on the play. 1st and 10 Lancers inside the Chesapeake Cougar territory from the 40-yard line. So, Lancers, Chesapeake must have figured on that play, Tom, that, it's a short field. They need to get their defense off the field a little bit, but unfortunately right now they haven't been able to stop the Lancers offense. So,
and I don't know if you remember several years back when my son was playing, there was a linebacker, Connor Bannon. He could always time that snap, and that's what Michael Bromley just reminded me of, that knifing in there and making the play.
Lay gets the ball, hands off to Davon Butler. Butler up the middle. Butler gains about, it looks like 8 on the play. 2nd and 2 for the Lancers. I believe he plays on Saturdays up at Franklin and Marshall College. So one of the very successful Lancers to move on to the college ranks. Ryan Lay under center. He's got Bruce as his fullback, Butler as his tailback. Felton and Formulac split out each side. They fake to Butler. He's getting pressure, steps up. Lay looks deep, going for Felton. Touchdown, Lancers. Was he out of the end zone?
They haven't made the call. There it is, touchdown.
Joey Felton almost ran a yard too far on that post pattern.
I'll have to notice. I didn't know if you noticed it, but on that play, the defensive end for the Cougars got around the right side and had beaten Trey Briscoe, but the hustle of Briscoe was able to get back there and just put enough of a nudge on him to get him off the quarterback and give Lay that 1 second he needed to get that throw downfield. So good play by Briscoe.
Looks like the Lancers are going to go for 2 now. Scores 26-0, and the Lancers are going to take a timeout. So with 9:20 remaining here in the second quarter, with the score 26-0, we're going to take a break. School 1450 bringing you the best in Frederick County high school football. We'll be back at the Linganore High School in just a moment.
I performed for our high school choir director, who taught me to breathe from the diaphragm and sing from the heart.
Speech, debate, theater, music. The performing arts teach valuable life lessons that typically aren't taught in the classroom. They help high school students learn leadership skills that prepare them to enjoy more satisfying, productive lives. Hey, I've got a question for you. Who will you perform for? This message presented by the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association and the high school in your community.
Back at Linganore High School, the Lancers decide to go for 1. The snap to Bromley, the kick up by Bennett Formulac is good. Makes the score 27-0 Lancers with 9:20 remaining here in the first half. Tom, just domination at the line of scrimmage.
That's where you win these football games, up front on the inside, and the Lancers are winning those battles on both sides of the ball. You've got the big player, I think, in the middle right now is going to be Dustin Keith. He's playing center, and he's the stalwart defensive tackle on this Lancer defense. They just need to make sure they keep him well enough rested that he can continue to go. But judging on the way this game is going, we could see a running clock at the start of the second half.
And there's a possibility. So the Lancers will kick off. Here's something that I like right now. I'm looking down on the field, and you said Trey Briscoe almost got beat. He's got the line coach still coaching him up. We're at week 13 of the season, and we're still going to make adjustments that hopefully they can learn and put into practice for not only this game, but next week in the state championship game. So here is Bennett Formulac teeing it up. This time, if Bennett stays true to form, he'll be kicking to number 26, Jordan Keemer, who's the up back, and sure enough, that's where the ball goes. Keemer recovers it, fumbles it, picks it up again, taken down by a host of Lancers. The ball's out, recovered by the Cougars, it appears. Number 22, Joey Bromley.
These Bromley brothers all over the field, aren't they?
I sometimes have a hard time remembering Joey from Michael, but it doesn't make a difference because basically one of them's in on every play.
I always go J before M, 22 before 31.
Okay, we got 9:11 remaining here. Across town, we got a score from Oakdale, score 21-0. Oakdale over Elkton. So the Lancers and the Bears are both taking care of business here on Black Friday.
And the Lancers in their traditional black uniforms. On defense now, they've got the Cougars pinned down inside their own 15-yard line, it looks like.
Young with Hackney in the backfield. They give it to him. He is hit immediately by number 55, Dustin Keith, the man whose name you just said. You're being prophetic here, Coach Jeppy. So loss of about 2 on the play, and I believe that Keith was there about the same time as the handoff.
I believe he was too. He gets off that ball so fast, it's unbelievable for a big guy like that, the way he moves. He's got a motor that doesn't quit. And if he can continue this week and into next week, it's going to be a powerful combination with him and those linebackers.
Okay, so 2nd and 12. Cougars trying to find something that will work here. Young's in the backfield. He looks like he has Foka. He's looking, goes short to Foka. Foka hit by Jackson, ambush, spins away, then cleaned up by Number 51, Matt Beakey takes him down. Looks like about a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to make it 3rd and 12.
And there was a fumble on the play, but the ball just went flying out of bounds. The Lancers are flying to the football, and Coach Connor's, mantra on defense is 11 hats to the football. Yeah, they have gap control and they have their responsibilities, but once it's time to make a football play, he wants 11 hats on the football. And that's why if somebody misses, you have somebody there to clean up like that Beakey just did.
All right, it's 3rd and 12. 8:19 remaining in the second quarter. Young takes the snap. Young steps up in the pocket. He's hit by Beakey and Keith right there. He loses about 4 yards on the play. Sandwiched by Matt Beakey and Dustin Keith, and it's going to be punting time for the Cougars again.
Yeah, and you look at those two in the middle. It's hard to beat them. Not only are they big, but they're quick and they're tough.
Tom, I got another out-of-town score. The Franklin Indians are leading Huntingtown 14-3 with a couple minutes left before halftime. That game's a little bit closer, but Franklin, like the Lancers, has a long tradition of strong appearances in the state playoffs. So Spangler back to kick. Spangler gets this one away. It's a wobbly kick. Felton's going to let it bounce. Goes out of bounds. Nope. Goes out of bounds at about the 39-yard line where the Lancers will take over on the Chesapeake 39. 1st and 10 with 7:23 remaining.
Another short field for the Lancers. Last drive was a Davon Butler run, probably an 8-yard run, the shortest run of the night, and then a long pass into the end zone to Joey Felton for the touchdown. So a 2-play drive on the last possession. We'll see what the Lancers dial up here with Butler in the backfield with Lay in the shotgun.
Okay, they have Lay in the shotgun, Butler to his right. Formulac and Felton to the right, with Wills as the tight end on the left.
I'd look for Wills if they're going to pass.
They go to Butler around the left side. Butler to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Lancers. No flags on that play. 39-yard run by Davon Butler. He made a couple of nice cuts. They went around the end. You said watch Mason Wills. He was making the block, sealing the edge, and that's where Davon Butler ran around. 33-0 with Bennett Formulac on to attempt the extra point.
And why pass the ball when you got Butler in the backfield? A long history of Butlers at this Linganore football program. His 2 older brothers, Philip and Dante, big parts of big seasons here at Linganore.
Now the Lancers split out to go for 2. Lay comes under center. He looks to keep it himself, goes around the right edge. Touchdown. 35-0, 7:10 remaining for the Lancers.
And if the score remains where it is at the beginning of the second half, we will begin with a running clock.
All right, so 7:10 remaining here from Linganore High School. The score, Linganore 35, Chesapeake 0.
Yeah, again, you look at the defense coming off the football field. They're pumped up. Teammates giving them congratulations. You got Davon Butler congratulating all his linemen for the effort and blocks that sprung him for that touchdown. This is a good Linganore football team with a lot of camaraderie.
They've been together a long time. A lot of them played together in the Linganore youth program with a couple kids from Mount Airy sprinkled in. But as you said, Tom, just think if they would have still had half the kids from Oakdale probably still in this program too. So it's
formidable.
35-0, 7:10 remaining here in the second quarter. Formulac to kick off. Formulac with the short kick. It's time to 22. Fumbles the ball. He's hit immediately by Jake Santos. Breaks out. Joey Bromley hanging on. Number 24, Brady Domro, comes in and gets a good hit. 1st and 10, Cougars from their own 35. A nice run back by number 22. I believe that's Andrew Colangelo for the Cougars.
Yeah, and again, they're going to be pinned back in their own territory. Lancers are really going to look to put the throttle down. This is where you don't let somebody kind of get a touchdown and maybe get a little bit of confidence and perhaps turn this game a little bit. This is where they throw the throttle down and try and put them away.
And Young is coming back in the backfield. He was a little shaken up on that last time when he got kind of the pincer movement from Beakey and Keith. So that front line for the Lancers is Beakey, Dalton Pearl, Dustin Keith, Joey Bromley, Cole Mitchell. They go up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Interior of the Lancer line, giving up nothing.
Yeah, nothing on that. And you Beaky, Pearl, Keith, and Joey Bromley all on the tackle there. And you just mentioned all of them prior to the play.
So Cougars now facing a 2nd and 10.
Gain of 1 yard.
You know, we haven't mentioned the defensive backfield for the Lancers, but those guys can come up and make tackles too. And we got right now Will Coletti and Brady Domro along with Joey Felton and
Colby Bannon
back there. And those guys, they enable those guys up front to go run and chase the ball. 2 in the backfield. This time they go to Hackney. They try the reverse. Reverse comes around to Tongue. Tongue has the corner. Driven out of bounds by Brady Domro and Colby Bannon, who you just mentioned. He gained about 5 on the play, but he earned those 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, and again, when you got to run a trick play to gain 5 yards and you haven't been able to do anything all night, and you only get 5 yards on your trick play, you don't have a lot of plays left in that bag.
No. All right, so it's 3rd and 4. We'll give them 6 on that play. And, really critical play here for Chesapeake because at the rate the Lancers have been going, you just don't want to give them the ball back. Young's in the backfield with Hackney and number 29. Number 29 new to the game is Micah Banks. Young drops back, throws the screen to number 23. Nice completion to number 23, Jalen Richardson, but that's going to come back as Joey Bromley, I think, was teeing up to make a tackle, and all of a sudden he got launched from behind. That's going to be a 10-yard penalty, a block in the back against one of the downfield players.
Yeah, and it's perfectly set up. Lancers had a blitz on, and they had the screen play called, and it was the perfect call in that situation. If that wasn't a hold or he didn't make that block in the back, then that was the play that would have sprung them, at least to keep this drive alive.
They'll repeat 3rd down. That was a 10-yard loss. It was just about at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 3rd and it looks like about 13 for the Cougars.
Still 3rd down.
But that's what you have to do when if you want to try to control that line of scrimmage. If your lineman can't do it, you run a screen pass, you run a draw, you do some stuff that take away their over aggressiveness. Young with 2 in the backfield, 2 receivers split out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Young takes the ball, looks deep, throws way over the head of his intended receiver, Spangler. They actually, you could tell he was doing a little bit of an audible out there. Coach Elliott actually said that when Dylan Young is on the field, he's allowed to make calls on his own if he sees something, and it looked like he was making an audible there, trying to get Spangler against Felton. He's obviously saw the size advantage he had there, but the deep ball maybe wasn't the one to throw against Joey Felton.
Yeah, when they made the adjustments after the Oakdale game and they put Felton in on defense and they made a couple other adjustments, the Pats defense has actually tightened up quite a bit. If I was going to pick on somebody, it wouldn't be Joey Felton.
Spangler is back to receive. No, they're actually leaving the offense on the field. So Young with 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Young takes the snap. He's looking to his right. Joey Bromley coming in and just taking him down. Joey Bromley just got chipped a little bit, takes him down for about a 10-yard loss. Lancers take over 1st and 10 from the Chesapeake 23.
And Keith right in there as well, but Joey Bromley, what a play. I think he was on the quarterback before the quarterback even had a chance to take a step. Almost doesn't seem fair out here tonight. Like you got one team that's played at a different level all season and another team that's coming in. They don't know what hit them.
35-0, Lancers lead, 5:27 remaining here in the first half. And the Cougars are going to take a timeout. They didn't have enough players on the field. So we're going to take a quick break here. This is School 1450, bringing you Frederick County High School football. Back in 1 moment.
Are you sick of paying bank fees just to talk to someone? Want to get out of the big banking world and be more than just an account number? Woodsboro Bank is committed to banking that truly serves the needs of their customers and Frederick County.
You'll get personal small-town customer service at their 7 local offices. And with no-fee use of Woodsboro Bank's ATMs and all 32,000 Allpoint ATMs nationwide, you'll get big city convenience. Woodsboro Bank offers versatile checking accounts designed to accommodate your specific needs. Business owners can also appreciate the convenience and revenue-building power of Woodsboro Bank's many commercial services. Discover the many advantages of local-owned community banking.
Visit Woodsboro Bank at their new location on Frederick Road next to Mountain Gate Family Restaurant, or call them at 301.
We're back at Linganore High School. The Lancers have the ball, first and 10 on the Cougar 22. Lay in the backfield, this time hands off to Xander McClure. McClure jumps in the air. Nice tackle. Ball's out. It looks like the ball's on the field. Looks like the Chesapeake Cougars have recovered on the play. So a big play. Chesapeake Cougars defense stepping up. They'll take over first and 10 from their own 21-yard line with 5:18 left.
And again, you don't want to leave your feet in the middle of a line like that. That's the worst position for a running back to be in. It's not like you're jumping over a defender that's trying to make a shoestring tackle. You're jumping into a line, and bad things happen when that goes on.
All right, we just got an update from Franklin High School, and the Indians have now extended their lead over Huntingtown to 21-3. So Franklin and Linganore, they have a history. Going back about 5 years, I believe, to a state championship game that was played back at M&T Bank Stadium.
We did that game 5 years ago. It was a good game. Franklin, they were just a juggernaut at the time.
Dylan Young takes the snap. He looks to his right. He has Spangler, who makes a nice catch. Spangler's pass complete for about 17 yards, and the first Chesapeake first down in quite some time. A nice throw by Young. He rolled to his right to try to escape some of that pressure, and Spangler has the height advantage on the defensive backs for Linganore, and he threw it up high, and he made a nice catch, got a foot in.
Yeah, it was an excellent grab by Spangler. What an athlete he is. I mean, I know he's going to either Army or Towson to kick, right? So, I mean, it looks like he could maybe even play some other positions.
All right, so now a single back. That's Foka in the backfield. 3 split to the left. Spangler split way to the right. Young gets the ball. This time he rolls to his left. He's getting pressured by Keith. Throws the ball. They are saying it is a completed pass.
Really,
nice
because
catch by number 14, Alonzo Wilkes. I'm not sure the Lancer faithful are agreeing with that. It was right in front of their bench. Young got planted again by Keith on that play.
He did. Young's taking a beating tonight, and that was a nice sell job by the receiver. I mean, it's tough to catch a short hop like that, but he did it and sold it to the referees. But good for the Cougars. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
4:30 remaining here in the first half. Another positive play for the Chesapeake Cougars. They're now to the 42-yard line, their own 42-yard line, and Dylan Young will have to use the final timeout of the Cougars for this half. 4:22 remaining. The score, Linganore Lancers 35, Chesapeake Cougars 0. This is Cool 1450 bringing you the best of Frederick County High School football.
Where do you get your real-time information? News, weather, traffic, school delays, and cancellations. At Cool 1450 AM, one of our most important resources is FrederickScanner.com. Live traffic cams, weather cams, city and county resources, police, fire and rescue. Anyone living, working, or traveling in and around Frederick should bookmark FrederickScanner.com on their PC or go to their Facebook page and download the mobile app today. FrederickScanner.com. A live information window to Frederick County.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back at Linganore High School. Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge on the board, Will Burns providing you video. Cool 1450 bringing you the best in Frederick County High School football. Chesapeake Cougars trying to get something more for the half, down 35-0 with 4:22 remaining. Dylan Young in the shotgun, Foka next to him. Young gets it, rolls right. He's got his screen pass out to Tongue, complete behind the line of scrimmage. Tongue makes number 2, Joey Felton, miss coming up, and it looks like he stepped out of bounds just before the first down marker based on where they're giving him. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Cougars. I like what Chesapeake's doing here, Tom, though. They're moving their quarterback around. While it may cut the field in half, it also gives him time to survey what's going on.
Yeah, and he automatically cuts the field in half because he never looks away from one receiver to throw back to another. But keep him on the move, get him off the mark, because Linganore is teeing off on him. And if they move that mark, it's going to be a little bit harder for Linganore to get to him as quickly as they have already this game.
It's 3rd and a short 1 for Chesapeake. They're staying in their shotgun because this is really 4-down territory for Chesapeake. Foka in the backfield with Young. Young goes to Foka. No, he keeps it. He escapes Joey Bromley's hit. Dylan Young gets into the defensive backfield, taken down by Brady Domero at the Lancer 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Chesapeake. He escaped the grasp of Joey Bromley in the backfield on that one, Tom.
Yeah, and what I say here is the last thing you want to do is give any team that you've got in a hole like this a breath of life. And if they're giving them a breath of life here, you want to end this drive as quickly as you can because you don't want them to have any momentum heading into the second half. I know they've got a big lead and the game's probably out of reach. The last thing you want to do is give them some type of confidence.
All right, Young is in the backfield with Foka. Young drops back. He's getting blitzed, and he just throws it right in the ground. They're trying to set up a screen. Pass is incomplete. Michael Bromley right in the face of Dylan Young. The Cougars are on the 44-yard line. The Lancers, I think this is the deepest penetration they've had all game, Tom.
Yeah, this is. I don't remember them being in Lancer territory at all this game. So this is unusual for them. But I'm looking for Linganore right now to continue to dial up the intensity. Look for some blitzes here. They know that Dylan Young is back there to pass the football, and they're gonna dial up some blitz packages to get to him quick.
They tried to set up that screen pass that had worked previously for them. Unfortunately, he didn't have the time to make it happen. Young takes the snap. Foka picks up the blitz, intended for Spangler out on the right side. Pass falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Cougars. 3rd and 10 for the Cougars.
And they had ambush blitzing on that. They had good coverage downfield.
So 3rd and 10, 3:33 remaining here. Chesapeake's had some positive plays on this drive. It's mostly Young using his feet to get out and escape. They had that nice screen pass to Tung that he was able to get about 9 yards on. I'd look for something short like that. Them getting 10 yards a pop hasn't been working so far for them. So try to make this 4th down manageable. Young in the backfield with Foka. He's got 4 receivers split out 2 each side. Young, the snap low, takes it. He scrambles, gets away, and then taken down by number 55, Dustin Keith, for about a 4-yard loss. Dylan Young just seeing black shirts running at him from every direction right now.
Yeah, and with Keith out there, that's just he just gets after it every single play. It's the kind of kid you want to coach. You know, the kids that end up, playing the line, they always say, how do you motivate kids to play the line? That's a kid you don't have to motivate. You just love to coach him. I think he motivates his teammates just with the engine and enthusiasm, intensity he brings to the game.
Okay, so here we go. It is 4th down and 14 from the 48-yard line of the Lancers. Young with Foka in the backfield. He's got 3 split out to the short side of the field. Spangler to the left on the long side. He's looking to Spangler. He throws to Spangler. Joey Felton read it the whole way, had his eyes in the backfield, and he was the closest person to that. Ball falls incomplete. Lancers take over. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line on their side of the field.
Yeah, unusual territory for them. They haven't started their last 3 drives. They started in Cougar territory. Now they're starting in their own territory, albeit the 48-yard line.
Now the Lancers have some other players in. It is Ryan Lay is in. It looks like they have Michael Bromley in playing a tight end. So Ryan Lay is... Direct snap goes to Davon Butler. Davon Butler to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, taken out of bounds inside the 20. That was a direct snap. They went Wildcat to Davon Butler, and Butler went 35 yards for the Lancers. 2:27 remaining, 35-0.
Yeah, you could look at this as almost like a clue game. You look at all the pieces; they're all set up on the board, and Chesapeake's wondering who beat us this half. And I would say the Butler did it with the football all over the field.
Ryan Lay out wide, intended for number 5, I believe, Bennett Formulac, or is that number 19, Jake Santos? Santos bobbled it and incomplete. 2nd and 10 from just about the 20-yard line. So on that previous play, we'll give Butler 32 yards on that carry.
And I would look for Butler off tackle behind Bruscia. I mean, the formula works. Keep going at it. Get another score on the board and get into halftime.
If you haven't seen the Lancers this year, they sport a 6'5" quarterback and a 6 foot, 240-pound fullback to go along with Butler. So there's a lot of beef in the backfield. They go to Butler. Butler to his left, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. First and goal, Lancers. You called it on that play.
And did you see Bruscia downfield muscling people? The lead blocker down there just pushing the defenders into the defensive backfield, had no chance to make a play on Butler.
They are definitely blocking to the whistle. Now they go with their jumbo package. That includes having Bruscia with Jackson Ambush and Butler in the backfield. Lay goes to Ambush through the middle, touchdown Lancers. For Jackson Ambush, that's his 12th touchdown of the year.
Yeah, the short yardage situation, jumbo package, it's going to be hard to stop 6'2", 230-pound Jackson Ambush.
41-0 Lancers, 1:58 remaining here. Bennett Formulac to kick out the Michael Bromley hold. The set, hold, the kick is good. 42-0 Lancers with 1:58 remaining here in the half.
You know what? It's a cold night here at Linganore Stadium. So we're happy to have you on the cool. We'll say the cold for the AM. We'll be right back.
Med1 Pharmacy is the largest locally owned and operated pharmacy in Frederick County. Med1 Pharmacy has 4 locations in Brunswick, Emmitsburg, Middletown, and Thurmont to provide you with convenience, experience, service, tradition, and value. Med1 Pharmacy. Check out their website at med1pharmacy.com. That's MEDONE pharmacy.com today. Or for more information, call them at 301-271-2223.
Med1 Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Frederick County Public School Athletics.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge, Will Burns here at Linganore High School. 1:58 remaining here in the first half. 42-0. Linganore leads Chesapeake Cougars. Bennett Formulac to kick. Probably going to Andrew Colangelo. This has been the most common play we've seen this half. And there's the kick. Colangelo gets ready to take it. And he's downed at about the 27-yard line. So that's where the Cougars will take over.
We'll give credit to Michael Bromley on the tackle, but Colangelo went down on his own. He just saw there was no chance to get any yardage and just said, it's probably easier for me to slide here than take another hit from Bromley.
Saw another black shirt coming at him. Time to get down. So from the 27-yard line, the Lancers will take over. 1:52 remaining here in the first half.
42, Cougars will have first and 10.
And the Cougars are slowly working their way into the offensive huddle.
Yeah, a team that was said to have played more of an up-tempo style game has quickly come in here and slowed their tempo way down. Yeah, I think early on they thought maybe if they slowed the Lancers down by having longer possessions, they might put themselves in a better position. But now I think it's just despair.
Young with Folk in the backfield. Young drops back. He gets time this time. Tried to hit Folk on the wheel. Jackson Ambush was running down there with Foca, and the ball goes out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Cougars.
And again, Young, I mean, for as many yards and touchdowns and an excellent completion percentage coming into this game, I wonder what Anne Arundel County football looked like, because he stares down his receivers on every single play. There's no judging where, I mean, you know where he's going to go as soon as that he takes that snap. And the Lancers are all over it today.
So here we go. It is 1:46 remaining, 42-0. Now Young under center. Young sprints to his right. Now does the draw. We saw that earlier to Foca. Hit by number 31, Michael Bromley, and number 53 now in the game, Grayson Ruck, and taken down.
Jackson Ambush in on the tackle as well.
And the Lancers are taking a timeout here with 1:37 left. I guess they figure they got an opportunity to score one more time. So we'll take a break. This is School 1450 bringing best to Frederick High School
Daily specials are great this time of year at the Shamrock in Thurmont, like corned beef and cabbage and free Monday, or prime rib every Wednesday, and for a limited time, the famous Shamrock pot roast. Other great and tasty favorites include the Shamrock's hefty fried oyster sandwiches, specially created salads, and drink specials too. Relax in the pub or dining room, and with the holidays here, buy a Shamrock gift certificate. Always appreciated. Come on by and have an amazing dining experience at the Shamrock on US 15 Thurmont or online at shamrockrestaurant.com. Closed Tuesdays.
We're back at Linganore High School. Chesapeake with the ball, 3rd and 10 from their own 32. Dylan Young takes the snap, runs up, pass falls incomplete, intended for his receiver, number 18. That is Thomas Bullen.
Probably one of the best passes of the evening to a wide open receiver, hit him in the hands in the middle of the field, and just dropped it. And things have been going that way all night here for the Cougars.
Young got hit again on that one, Tom, and he is going off the field rather slowly. So he's probably been taken down to the turf 20 to 25 times this first half.
And that was the mission coming in, I'm sure, from Coach Connor's perspective. Hey, we need to make sure our pass defense is taken care of, but the best way to have a good pass defense is to get after the quarterback.
Spangler is back. He's going to kick. Spangler gets a nice kick away. Spiral kick, driving Felton back. Felton's going to let it hit, and it's going to bounce down inside the Lancer 21-yard line, down by number 22. That's Andrew Colangelo. Colangelo downs the ball at the 21-yard line. Lancers take over. 1st and 10 with 1:20 remaining.
1:20 remaining. One more opportunity to score. I think you're going to see a different Lancer team to open the second half with a running clock.
So the Lancers now have Santis and Formulac, along with Xander McClure, split out left. They've got Johan Samayoa in the backfield with Ryan Lay. And it looks like the majority of the starting line, including Mason Wills, is still in the game. Samayoa, the third running back in this three-headed beast. Lay goes outside to Xander McClure. McClure stiff-armed, can't escape. Taken down after a gain of about 3. Xander McClure, Ryan Lay to Xander McClure. Pass complete, nicely defended by number 18 for the Cougars. That is Bullen. Thomas Bullen makes a nice play. 2nd and 7 for the Lancers, just inside 1 minute remaining in the second half. Lay surveys, this time hands off to Samayoa. Samayoa gets a cutback to the 30, to the 35, to the 40. First down Lancers, gain of about 16 for the Lancers on that. First down, stops the clock. Lancers are going to take over. They're going to put it right at the 40-yard line.
And a back that carried him early in the season with Davon Butler out. Hasn't had a whole lot of carries as the season progressed, but shows you what he can do right there.
Lay fakes to Samayoa. Now looks, he's rolling to his right. He's getting pressured. He throws deep. Oh, intended for Mason Wills. Mason Wills defended nicely by number 6. I believe that is Russell Tung. Tung is a first-team all-county performer as both a safety and as an athlete. And Tung came up and made a nice solid hit on that play.
Yeah, and Tung, mysteriously absent on the offensive side of the football, has made a few plays here on defense.
Came in as their leading receiver and only got that one swing pass where he could make some plays. Seems odd that they wouldn't try to get the ball in his hands more often. So 38 seconds remaining, 42-0. Lay fakes to Samayoa. Lay with time. Lay running to his right, heading towards the sideline. He'll get out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Stops the clock with 31 seconds left, 42-0. Lancers almost at midfield. Bennett Formulac's range, they got to get down comfortably to about the 15-yard line, Tom.
Yeah, and you know what? Interestingly enough, in situations like this in the past, the Lancers have pulled out the old hook and ladder play.
That is a play.
When your son was here.
I remember, there was a play against TJ where they threw one to Michael Reinick, who flipped it to Zamari Snowden, I think it was, and ended up being the game-winning play. That is a play that Chris O'Connor likes. They fake to Samayoa. Now they're throwing back to Samayoa. Samayoa has a lot of people in front of him. Gets by one guy, out to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15. Taken down at about the 8-yard line. Johan Samayoa. Nicely set up play by the Lancers. They faked the ball to him, then they threw it back to him on the screen.
And again, a player that hasn't had a whole lot of play and a whole lot of carries in the recent weeks, but again, he's showing you exactly why he's so dangerous and why this Lancer team is so dangerous, because you plug in Davon Butler, you take Davon Butler out, you put in McClure, you put in Samayoa, and they can still do the same amount of damage. Butler probably the strongest of the three, but still.
Now they've put Brusha back in at fullback. They've got Samayoa at the tailback, Lays under center. Formulac to the right, McClure to the left. They go to Samayoa. Samayoa tripped up. He gets to about the 7. See what the Lancers are going to do here. 12 seconds left. They're trying to get quickly.
They're going to clock it.
Lay is going to be under center. Everyone is set. Ryan Lay stops the ball. 5 seconds on the clock. 42-0. Lancers are going to try a field goal from Bennett Formulac. They got down exactly where they said they would.
And interestingly enough, when you look at this team and Formulac's going to be the kicker, right? When they were playing for me as freshmen, Jackson Ambush was the long snapper. Michael Bromley was the holder, and Formulac was the kicker. These kids have been doing the same thing with the same team.
Formulac to try the 25-yard field goal. Ambush, Bromley gets it down. Formulac's kick is up, and he drills it. 1 second, no time remaining on the clock. End of the first half with the score, the Linganore Lancers 45, the Chesapeake Cougars 0. This is 1450, School 1450, bringing you the best of Frederick County High School football. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with some first half analysis.
Serving our community for over 50 years with quality service at a fair price, Brownie's Auto Repair employs only ASE certified technicians. Brownie's is one of only 33 shops in the state of Maryland designated as an ASE Blue Seal of Excellence repair facility. They want to help you maintain your vehicle in a manner that keeps it trouble-free and fun to drive. Stop by today. That's Brownie's Auto Repair, located on Frederick Street in Walkersville, a proud sponsor of Walkersville High School athletics. Are you sick and tired of being underappreciated and overworked? Are you very good at what you do? Have you dreamed of firing your boss and owning your own business? Do you want your ideas, efforts, and hard work to mean something? Well, the time is now to take control of your future and start your own business. But be careful, only half of all startup businesses survive past their 5th year because they don't have a plan. That's why you need BuildLocal.biz. A plan is a roadmap to success, and BuildLocal.biz can help you put together the perfect plan for your needs. BuildLocal.biz makes it simple, easy, and best of all, affordable. Check out BuildLocal.biz today for your free consultation. Answer 3 simple questions and we'll get you started. BuildLocal.biz. You've got the business, we've got the tools. Let's build your business together.
It's on. All right, go ahead.
Next, your 2018-2019 Linganore Palm team. Let's hear it for them. Ladies and gentlemen, now if you look at the end zone by the scoreboard, you'll see lined up, and we want to give honor and congratulations to the JV Mountain Valley champion, Linganore Lancers, number 3.
Frederick County Public Schools. A special welcome is extended to teams, officials, and spectators.
Again, Mountain Valley Super Bowl champion JV Lancers. Number 3, Michael Rawlett. Number 5, Ethan Arnison. Number 8, Ty Easterday. Number 12, Joshua Arthur. Number 15, Eric Lowe. 24, Aiden Maloney. 25, PJ Goins. Number 27, Max Lopusensky. Number 33, Bryce Meyer. 36, Colin Bean. 37, Brian Boone. Number 38, Drew Pilcher. 41, Andrew Moxley. 44, Christian Ibarra. 46, Tanner Mitchell. Number 52, Matt Mullenix. 53, Trey Wallach. 58, Logan Cole. Number 62, Carter Neal. 65, Cody Griffith. 66, Carter McCadney. Number 78, Matthew Hopkins. Number 83, Nathan Groves. 84, Owen Cruz. 85, Joseph Reed. Number 86, Thomas Peterson. And number 9, Brody Demone. Give the JV Mountain Valley Super Bowl champ a big hand. And ladies and gentlemen, we also have the Mountain Valley Super Bowl champion pony, Linganore Lancers. Number 2, David Joy. Number 5, Will Davis. Number 8, Drew Rupp. 11, Peyton Maloney. Number 12, Caden Correa. Number 17, Chase Perry. 18, Michael Marcelino. 21, Brady Zirkle. Number 22, John Harold Magram. Number 31, Sam Engel. 32, Jeremy Allen. Number 34, Landon Allen. 35, Cash Lee. 37, Andrew Thomas. 42, Brady Easterday. Number 51, Alex Cordolani. Number 57, Ian Milano. Number 63, Ryan Barber. 66, Josh Mills Jr. 67, Michael Goldsmith. 75, Kristen Terry. 76, Jeremiah Dixon. Number 78, Kate Murray. 87, Malcolm Dye. Number 89, Jaden Paul. Number 92, Nathan Engelberger. Let's give all these kids a great round of applause for their accomplishment in Mountain Valley Super Bowl champion. Sure, you'll be seeing many of them on this field as they go to Linganore High School.
My trusty Road Warrior kit.
Not exactly the hot chocolate or coffee you bought.
Hey, you take one step out there and you come back in, it is a big difference.
It feels good in here now, though. It's freaking cold. I think it's dropped 10 degrees. Out there. You see the guys with no shirts on?
Yeah.
There's about 5 kids in the bathroom, and they're all underneath the blower.
Yeah. Well, when they were putting in the police were saying to kids who were dressed, they're like, are you sure you want to be here? Yeah. Like, we're not calling your parents. Like, you're 32. 32. But they're Yeah, 21 to 3. Frank. Yeah.
Cranbrook Outdoor Design and Build, Custom Construction, LLC, Dorman Home Remodeling, Dr. Ashley Barthlow, Heritage Animal Hospital, Dr. Jill Durfee, Frederick Primary Care Associates, Dr. Dale Heitzig, Frederick Primary Care Associates, Dr. Edward Hummers, IVDDS, Dr. Dominic Coletti, DDS Oral Surgery, Easterday Wilson Water Services, Health Unlimited Sports and Aquatic Center, James A. Wheat and Sons, Keller Construction Management, Keeney Hardwood Flooring, Mount Airy Collision Center, M.R. Stone, M&R Floors, Ray's Auto Repair, Von Ife Incorporated Oil and Fuel, Welding Plus LLC, and Aquastar Power Wash Services. We also want to give thanks and recognition to the great sounds we've heard from the Linganore Marching Band during the game today.
Well, I think what we're going to see in the second half is a lot of new numbers out there on the football field for this Lancer football team. And what I think from the Chesapeake side, I would think that coach is playing for next year already, right? He wants these kids to play hard and go out strong and send the message for these juniors that are coming back to play for him next year. They made it this far, and let's finish strong. On the Linganore side, they're saying we've got 12 minutes left this quarter, 12 minutes left, 24 minutes, and we're in the state finals.
Colton Spangler attempts an onside kick for Chesapeake. I was going to say it's the first time we get to see him kick off and tried an onside kick, which took a favorable bounce for Chesapeake, but just evaded everyone running down. I think there's a penalty flag. It might be that's where the ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, and I actually like that call. I like being aggressive in a situation like this. You have nothing to lose. You know what? You get that play, you get a little bit of momentum, put a few points on the board, and then kids can hold their heads higher when they leave here tonight. I like being aggressive in a situation like that.
All right, it looks like the Lancers have some new players in. Harry Heitzig, number 17, is in at quarterback. Malik Summers is in at one of the wideouts. It's going to be in the backfield, it looks like number 32, Dalton Jeffers, along with number 34, Nick Hazlett. And now they're marching off at probably 5 yards. Yes, so 5-yard penalty against Chesapeake. That was an illegal procedure on the kickoff. It did go out of bounds, so the Lancers take over from their own 40-yard line. So it's Heitzig at quarterback with Hazlett and Dalton Jeffers at the fullback position. Malik Summers is one of the wide receivers. The wide receiver on the other side. Looks like they have a single wide receiver, and they're going with a couple of tight ends, including number 45, Adam Everett. Heitzig takes the snap, goes to Hazlett. Hazlett gets hit in the backfield, hit by number 8 and number 42 for Chesapeake. Number 8 is Cody Carpenter. Number 42 is Devin Forrester. No gain on the play. Lancer 2nd and 10.
Carpenter, one of the bigger players for Chesapeake coming in tonight. This is probably the first time we called his number all night.
Hasn't been a lot of positive plays on the defense for Chesapeake. Now coming in the game, number 90, Kyle Bedard for the Lancers at one of the wide receiver spots. We'll try to figure out, we'll get the offensive line set for you here in a second.
Yeah, I think they're going to go Jeffers here.
Heitzig under center. Heitzig goes to Hazlett, fumbled. Heitzig falls on it at about the 32, where the Lancers will now face a third and about 18.
Yeah, and they're getting too much penetration up front. Of course, you got a lot of substitutions in, and Chesapeake still has a lot of their ones in there, so you're going to see a little bit of this half. But what I would do is hit the fullback on a quick hitter if they're getting that penetration so soon.
Ethan Blosch comes into the game as a wide receiver. So the line right now looks like Kai Hardesty playing center, is Morgan Fink for the Lancers. Number 72, Jose Amaya is in the game. Heitzig goes to that fullback, Dalton Jeffers. Jeffers gets about 4 yards for the Lancers, but it's going to leave 4th and long. And the Lancers will be coming out with their punting unit. Number 9, Mason Wills, to make his first punt of the game with 8:55 remaining here in the third quarter.
And Wills can put a real charge into the football, too, so I expect him to get a good punt off as long as they have protection.
Back deep to receive is number 8. That is Cody Carpenter for Chesapeake. Wills is averaging just under 40 yards a kick, so that's a nice weapon for the Lancers. Snap goes to Wills. Wills gets it away. Nice high spiraling kick. Carpenter takes it. Goes to his right. There's a block. Maybe it looked like in the back. He now cuts back field. Takedown ultimately by number 91, John Pfaff for the Lancers. No flag on the play. I saw the Lancer go flying from behind. Wasn't sure what happened there, Tom.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw Beakey engaged in a little roundabout. I think he may have been the one that got spun around and wasn't paying attention when the ball came on a cutback toward him. But again, the tackle made, and Chesapeake will start 1st and 10 inside the 40-yard line.
So our other Frederick County score that we have, Tom, at halftime, Oakdale was leading 31-0 against Elkton. We'll see if we can get an updated score there, but it looks like the Bears are also handling their opponent. So now looks like the Cougars have 3 backs. First time we've seen this. And it's a handoff to number 2, Hackney, and he's taken down immediately. Tackled by number 91, Pfaff. Nice play by John Pfaff, number 91 for the Lancers. Loss of 2.
Yet again, the names and the numbers are different, but the formula is still the same. There's getting good penetration up front on this Lancer defense.
Front line is number 67, Kyle Keeney, number 11, Ryan Barthlow, number 81, Garrett Reese, along with the aforementioned Pfaff. The linebackers right now look like number 11, 11 Barthlow is one of the linebackers, along with 41, Chase Donato. Snap goes to Young. Young looking right, throwing deep down the center. He's got a receiver, Carpenter, off his hands. Defended by number 17, Harry Heitzig.
Heitzig back. 6'1" Heitzig, so he does have the frame to play with a guy like that on the outside. Well-thrown ball, just a little bit too far out in front, but he could have been open for a big play there.
You can see when Dylan Young has time, he does have the touch to throw the ball. He hasn't had a lot of time. Joining Heitzig in the defensive backfield is number 16, Max Ross. Looks like number 38, Zach Scourin. And number 16, that is Max Ross. Number 16, number 11 is in the backfield. That's Ryan Barthlow. So they'll be challenged by Young. Young takes the snap. He's looking, scrambles to his right, looks to get to the line of scrimmage, throws the ball, might have been beyond the line of scrimmage. He's taken down out of bounds, and there's penalty flags flying all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he throw the ball from beyond the line of scrimmage, or did they get him unsportsmanlike for Lancer hit out of bounds?
I'm not sure what. There might be 2 flags down. I'm not sure.
Because he looked like he was out of bounds beyond the stick, which would have marked the line of scrimmage.
The call is a personal foul, roughing the passer against the Lancers, so that's going to give new life to Chesapeake. And Coach Connor's going to do a little teaching here in the second half. Make sure that everybody knows, what we're doing. So 5 minutes remaining here. That will give Chesapeake a first down. Chesapeake is going to be 1st and 10 from midfield. They're going to put the ball right at the 50.
And again, a good job by Connor on that. He pulled his defender aside, taught him up, coached him up, and let him get right back in there. Didn't pull him from the game. So that's a good teaching moment for a youngster like that that's probably hadn't had a lot of game time snaps.
Lancers also have 83 Billy Higgins in at one of the linebackers. So that's what we're looking at for the Lancers. So Young, 1st and 10. He goes this time to Foca. He's hit by number 67, Kyle Keeney, who reels him in like he was fishing.
Kyle Keeney with man hands. Just reached out, grabbed that jersey, and pulled him right back in for the tackle. Good play there by Keeney. Defensive
3,
tackle.
2nd and 7. Yeah, I thought he had a lot of room there, and all of a sudden he just looked like he got reeled back in. So
his paw just came out of nowhere, just like
Keeney had some time with the first team defense while they were waiting for some guys to heal at the beginning of the year, and I remember him having a very strong game against Westminster in the first go round. So while he's here in with the second team right now, he has a lot of strength in that interior line. Young in the shotgun, 4 receivers out. He fakes to Foca. He's going to keep it himself. He's hit by number 81 for the Lancers, Garrett Reese, with a little bit of help from number 60, Hope Bagayo.
Yeah, Reese and Hope on the tackle. Good play. Again, the players are different. The names and the numbers are different, but the formula is still the same and the outcome is still the same. And is that Young laying down?
It is, and Young,
he's had a rough night.
Young really got hit hard by the combination on that play and slammed to the turf. It's cold out here, and that turf is hard. We're going to take a break with 3:23 remaining here in the third quarter. The score is Linganore Lancers 45, Chesapeake Cougars 0.
Continuing the tradition of great high school sports in and around our region, tune in Fridays at 6:30 p.m. for Frederick County Scoreboard. Player and coach interviews, game previews, exciting matchups, and scores and standings around the league. That's Frederick County Scoreboard, Fridays at 6:30 p.m. just before the game on Cool 1450 AM WTHU.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Linganore High School. We had an injury timeout for the quarterback, Dylan Young, who's played a great game for Chesapeake, but he's been under pressure the whole game. We're here with 3:23 remaining in the third quarter. We'd like to mention our sponsors bringing you the best of Frederick County High School football on Cool 1450 WTHU. That's Ace Hardware of Mount Airy, Catoctin Orchards, Catoctin Wildlife Preserve, the Center of Life Chiropractic, DendedToolbox.com, Emmitsburg Glass, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Happy Dog Groomers, Mixed Plumbing and Heating, Schuff's Meat Market, and Woodsboro Bank. Thanks to all those sponsors for helping us bring you the best of Frederick County High School football. So there's going to be a new quarterback in, Tom. What number do we have there going under
I'm still
center?
trying to figure that one out here. He hasn't turned our way, so I haven't been able to see the number.
Okay, it's bringing up a 3rd and 6 now for Chesapeake. Snap goes to number 10, who goes out wide and hits Spangler. Spangler fights. That quarterback, number 10, is Tyler Clark. Clark with a nice little pass completion, and they're going to give Chesapeake a first down. Spangler is definitely the leading receiver for the Chesapeake Cougars tonight.
Number 10, Tyler Clark, the junior, looked good on that first attempt. Again, they're moving him off the mark, and they need to do that if they're going to have a quarterback that gets enough time to get a throw off. But that was a good catch and throw right there.
The pass was defended by number 16, Max Ross, but not before the catch for the first down. So Clark in the backfield with Foca, 2 receivers split out each side. Snap, he fumbles the snap, picked up by Foca. Foca trying to escape, gets away from number 60, but then taken down by number 29 for the Lancers, Brian Rumberg. Rumberg takes him down for about a 5-yard loss. The initial pressure by number 60, Hope Bagayo in the backfield.
Yeah, again, the defenders, even on this unit, are getting off the ball quick and making it tough for this Chesapeake Cougar offense to get anything going here in the second half with a running clock. And again, Brian Rumberg comes up to make the tackle after the pressure by Bagallo.
Minute and a half left here from Linganore High School. Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe, Michael Betteridge, and Will Burns. Look for this game to be archived. It will be archived. You can enjoy it at home on 1450's website. Take a look. Clark is in the backfield. Two split out each side with Foca. Wide snap. Clark makes the catch. Throws it deep looking for Spangler. It looks like it's intercepted by number 29, Rumberg, but there's a penalty flag on the play.
Intercepted by number 29, Brian Rumberg.
Hard to say on that. It was a good play by Rumberg. Maybe they got him for having his hand around the back of the receiver. But a good play to make an interception, not an easy interception there.
And they're going to call pass interference on the play. It was a nice job of him cutting underneath, like you said. Maybe it was the contact before he was able to cut underneath. But so that is going to result in a penalty that we'll have to see whether that results in a first down for Chesapeake or not. 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The result of the play is a 15-yard penalty, and it is a first down for the Cougars to the Lancer 29-yard line. And let's see if the Cougars try to get a playoff here before the end of the third quarter.
Cougars have first and 10 at the Linganore 29-yard line.
Cougars are looking to the sideline. Clark has provided them with a nice little boost. And they're going to wait. That's going to be the end of the third quarter with the score: Linganore Lancers 45, Chesapeake Cougars 0. Cool 1450 bringing you this Frederick County High School 3A state semifinal game. We'll be back for the fourth quarter.
Cool 1450 AM, WTHU, where Frederick County High School sports and the greatest hits of all time come to play. After the game, keep it here, 24/7, on the station that rocks the concoctions with the greatest hits of all time. Cool 1450 AM, WTHU, and online anytime at WTHU.org.
Welcome back to Linganore High School for the beginning of the fourth quarter of this exciting State 3A state semifinal game where the Lancers are clearly in control, 45-0. Tom, the substitution of Clark into the offensive backfield at quarterback, the Cougars have gotten a little bit of pep in their step, and they've driven down to the Lancer 29-yard line where they have a first and 10.
Yeah, a bit of a boost to this offense. This is the deepest they've been, of course, all game. And we'll see if they'll be able to capitalize on it.
Clark's in the backfield with Foca. He's got three receivers on the short side. Hands off to Foca. Foca evades one tackler, gets into the secondary where he's taken down by a combination of, looks like Faf, Keeney, and number 38 for the Lancers, Zach Scourin on the tackle.
And that'll be second down and 5 here. And again, Chesapeake in no hurry to get the play called. Probably because they have a backup quarterback in. He's going to the sideline to pick up the play and bring it in. We've got 11:30 and counting with a running clock here in the second half at Linganore. Some people are probably home eating pizza by a fire, and we're here in the freezing cold watching a football game that appears nearly over.
All right, so here is Clark. Clark's going to be throwing three receivers right. He looks to his left. He's looking for his big receiver, number 14. He throws nice defense that time by number 29, Rumberg. Rumberg is able to stay interior on that play, and the pass was intended for number 14, Alonzo Wilkes, falls incomplete. Nice job by Rumberg.
Yeah, excellent play by Rumberg, putting himself in a position to make a play. Overmatched that receiver out there on the outside, well over 6 foot, and Rumberg probably at about 5'7", but put himself in a position to make a play on that. Almost came up with an interception.
Yeah, Rumberg came up a little gimpy on that play, and he working his way over to the Lancer sideline. Doesn't quite make it there, and so there's going to be a substitution. Well, Tom, we got an updated score at the end of the third quarter from Oakdale. The Bears are leading the Elks 38-0, so it looks like both the Lancers and Oakdale will be moving on to the state semifinals or state finals at the Naval Academy. And we're happy to say that WTHU will be there on Thursday when the Lancers make that trip, a return trip to the state final.
And probably a rematch with the Franklin team that they met at Raven Stadium 5 years ago.
So
could be a different story. I think you got two different teams coming in.
Lancers and the Indians have a history, and of course the Indians were before Oakdale, the Indians were the last team to beat Damascus. They were the team that beat them before the 53-game streak began. And there is a timeout for the Lancers. They were confused. I think they might have been short a player on that play. So timeout taken by Coach Connor's staff. Tom,
a lot of times you get this point in the football game, you got a lot of substitutions. Somebody comes out with an injury. You often come out undermanned after an injury because you don't, the same substitutions, the same rotations aren't in effect here. So that can easily happen in a game like this at this point with the players that you have in the game at this time.
Got some 4A scores for you. Quince Orchard is leading Wise 17-6. Wise, a powerhouse out of PG County, and North Point is leading Mervo 9-0, and those are both halftime scores. It looks like the Bears are going to be facing a team from just down the road, as Glen Elg appears to be in control of their game, and so it might be Glen Elg and Oakdale. They could travel to Mount Airy and play and split it halfway in between, but instead they're going to drive down to Annapolis to settle the 2A. So Clark is in at quarterback. Two receivers each side. Clark looking down the middle. Nice throw intended for Tongue. And defended by Harry Heitzig. Knocks the ball away at the very last second. Nice defense for the Lancers, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 7 for the Cougars at the Lancers' 25-yard line.
And again, nice play on both sides. Good execution by the young quarterback that came in to spell Dylan Young, who got hurt. Good throw on that to Tongue. Tongue just wasn't able to come up with it. Heitzig on the coverage there. So again, 4th down, about 5, 9:22 and counting. This may be the only opportunity that Chesapeake has to put some points on the board in this game.
All right, here they go. Chesapeake. Clark in the backfield with Foca. He's got two receivers split to each side. Snap goes to Clark. Clark looking. Goes outside to Spangler. The pass is caught, and he's down at about the 20-yard line.
That'll be a first down.
They
started to move the chains.
Yep, Colton Spangler complete down to the 15-yard line where it is a first down. They needed to get just inside the 20, so
and
first
he's
and 10 for Chesapeake.
I don't know if you noticed that. It looks like Spangler got shaken up on the play. He's coming out, grabbing his hip.
It's been a physical game, 15-yard line, 8:35 remaining. Just got an update from Oakdale, 38-0. So the Bears also have a running clock in their 2A state semifinal. Try to get you an update of Franklin versus Huntingtown. So Clark in the backfield now with Hackney. Two receivers each way. He hands off to Hackney. Hackney up the middle, hit immediately by number 32 for the Lancers. That was a nice tackle by Dalton Jeffers. Really filling the hole well.
These kids, like I said earlier, I've coached all these, most of these seniors, and for them to get on the football field, they're going to give it everything they got in this situation. A lot of heart. Jeffers is a good kid, plays really hard, hard in practice as well. So,
and he substituted for Bruscia in the middle of the season when Bruscia went out with an ankle. So here we go. We have Clark back with Hackney in the backfield. Two receivers split out each side. Clark hands off to Hackney again. Hackney around the end, taken down by number 60, Hope Pagayo. What a place.
Hope, another kid, wrestler, so he can use that leverage inside like that. Excellent play coming off the ball to make a tackle at the line of scrimmage for what could have been a touchdown if he got the edge.
From Franklin High School, we have with 10:17 remaining. Franklin now leads Huntingtown 21-10. Huntingtown with the ball after an interception, so could get interesting in the other 3A state semifinal. So 3rd and 8 for Chesapeake. It's Hackney in the backfield with Clark. Got 2 receivers out on each side. Clark looking to his left, looking for his big receiver in the corner of the end zone, who goes up and makes the reception. Number 14 on the reception, that's Alonzo Wilkes, and he just had too much size for the Linganore cornerback on that. So touchdown makes the score 45-6 for Chesapeake.
Giving up a defender, giving up about a foot, the 6'5" receiver there. Didn't really have a chance. Was in good position to make a play. Just you can't coach height.
No, yeah.
So that'd be interesting. It looks like Huntingtown with Spangler out will probably go for 2 here. The kicker off the field.
You're right.
Plays back.
You did say that he went out, and they are going for 2. You're right, Tom. You said he saw him going out holding a hip before. So Clark is now in there with Hackney. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Snap goes over his head. Hackney trying to pick it up, and he is tackled there by number 39. I believe that's number 38 for the Lancers, Zach Scourin. And so the 2-point conversion is not good. 5 minutes and 37 seconds left. The Lancers lead 45-6.
I love to see it too on the sideline when a lot of these kids, the 2s and the 3s, are in there, and then the starters are coming out to congratulate them, for making a play. That I like to see that. Any team I had, I wanted to see that every single opportunity I could. The kids playing together, working hard, supporting one another when they're up and when they're down. That just shows you what a good team's all about.
So the Lancers, these guys have been together, like you said, Tom, officially since the end of the first week of August, but this has been a process that begins right after the last game with lifting and things like that to work on lifting and conditioning. It's a 12-month process every year, and as Coach Connor always says, to get to keep practicing longer than ever.
This year, so I expect a lot more to come from these Lancer teams. They got
Spangler tries another onside kick and covered by number 14 Ethan Zirkle, and Zirkle gets his name in the scorebook for a recovery on that. So with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left, let's see if the Lancer second team offense can put something together here. They had the ball at the beginning of the third quarter and faced a pretty stout defense. Looks like
a lot of new numbers.
The Cougars have a lot of guys in on defense, so I'll try to announce some of their names as well. I see number 60, Jack Robinson's in there. Number 70, number 28, that is Micah Banks. Number 71, Andrew Degree. I got number 20, another 21, Jaden Roush. Number 24, Dan Roush's brother. They're playing on the right side. Heitzig under center, gets it to Nick Hazlett. Hazlett finds a crease, gets about 5. Call it 5. Tackled by number 82 for the Cougars. That's Logan Peebos.
Yeah, the better representation of offensive line versus defensive line when you see some of the substitutions now for both teams. It would be good to see this unit actually get a drive and maybe put some points on the board to close this game out.
So Heitzig at quarterback. He's got his receivers right now are number 90 Kyle Bedard, number 27 Ethan Blosh. He's got Hazlett and Jeffers in the backfield with him. He's milking the play clock. Takes it, hands it to Hazlett. Hazlett goes off right side. Hazlett breaks through the defense to the 30, to the 25, 20, 15, taken out of bounds. Nick Hazlett inside the 15-yard line at about the 12. Showed a good burst there, Tom.
Yeah, and you know what? This sideline is going to absolutely erupt if this unit scores. You can see the excitement, the enthusiasm on the sideline. A lot of the starters that are out now, they've been out the whole second half. Ryan Lay, Jackson Ambush. You had Mason Wills, all just running down the sideline, thinking that was going to be a touchdown, and they were going to be jumping all over their teammates. But I do see yellow on the field.
Personal foul at the end of the play against the defense. That's going to put the Lancers down around the 5-yard line, Tom. And the Lancers have now brought in addition to Hazlett, they brought in number 99, Timmy Lowe, and number 88, Ethan Thompson, along with number 18, Malik Summers. Lancers up 45-6
here. The crowd wants to see a score. They're like, "Come on, let him go." 1:12 to go.
They now
finally put the ball in play.
Now there's a timeout. What is the timeout? An equipment timeout, I believe, and the clock is.
They're sending him off the field.
So now number 99, Timmy Lowe, is coming out of the game, and Hazlett's coming back in. I'm going to guess you could probably key on Nick Hazlett on this play. What do you think?
Yeah, and you know what? I say reward the kid. He got you here. Let him punch it in.
Hazlett with Jeffers in the backfield. Heitzig under center. They go to Hazlett. Hazlett to the right. Hazlett, lunges towards the goal line, taken down at about the 2 or 3. Lancers are pulling forward. 55 seconds on the clock.
And it continues to run here. I mean, you don't want to rub anything in their face, but it would be really exciting to see this unit punch one in.
They've not put the ball in play yet. They have now. The Lancers are coming to the ball. Morgan Fink over the ball. Heitzig under center. Jeffers and Hazlett. They go to Jeffers on the quick hitter up the middle. Jeffers is down at about the 1-yard line. I think, Tom, that's probably going to be the last play of the game.
It'd be interesting. We'll see what happens here. The clock continues to run. 15 seconds.
And ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say
let it run.
The Linganore Lancers move on to the state final game next Thursday against the winner of the Huntingtown-Franklin game, with the final score here from Lancer Stadium, 45-6.
Shannon, you can draw the shades. This one's over here in Linganore Stadium.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with a quick game summary, and then we'll try to get you your out-of-town scores. This is 1450, bringing you the best of Frederick County High School football.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Here's the cool 1450 AM forecast. For tonight, mostly cloudy and a low of 27. Tomorrow brings us rain, freezing rain and sleet before 10 in the morning, and then rain and a high near 39. Overnight tomorrow night, a chance of rain, then turning partly cloudy with a low of 35. For Sunday, partly sunny and a high near 55. Sunday night, a chance of rain after 1 in the morning, and for Monday, rain is likely and a high near 50. From the cool 1450 AM Weather Center, I'm John Stevenson.
Hello, my name is William Warren, owner of Emmanuel Technology Consulting. In this rapidly changing world of technology, the last thing you want to do is search for help for all the technology in your life from several different companies. Emmanuel Technology Consulting is experienced in multiple platforms, including smartphones, iPads, Android tablets, and gaming consoles, just to name a few. Data security is a huge issue these days, and you need to protect your data from malware, software corruption, or hardware failure. Emmanuel Technology Consulting is not just about prevention or about proactive intervention when it comes to your important information. When you have a problem, you don't have to wait for a phone call back. We will respond quickly to you, and we are experts at remote diagnostics, so you will have a quick solution. That's Emmanuel Technology Consulting. Call us today at 301-524-5271 or check us out online at etc-md.com. Emmanuel Technology Consulting, helping you design your digital life.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Linganore High School. Michael Reinick with Tom Jeppe. We've had Michael Betteridge controlling the board for us today, and Will Burns providing you the excellent video. This game will be archived on 1450.com, and you'll be able to go take a look at 1450 cool 1450 WTHU and find this game, video and audio, very shortly. And we're happy to say once again that the Linganore Lancers will be representing Frederick County in the 3A state final game in Annapolis next Thursday night, 7 p.m. WTHU will be bringing you that game, probably go on air about 6:45. Coach Jeppy, what do you see about this team that obviously there's lots of things to say that you like, but what do you see that makes this team a favored team probably going into that final game?
Well, I think you win championships with defense, but I think you win football overall up front. And I think on both sides of the line, offense and defense, defensive line is phenomenal, stalwart. You got Keith, you got Beakey, you got Bromley. And even when you have a couple substitutions come in, they're strong. They're always pressuring the quarterback. They're making tackles in the backfield. And I think the line's proven themselves here. I mean, they're opening up big holes for Butler, for McClure, for Samayoa. They were getting big chunks of yardage. I think the shortest gain all day for Butler was 8 yards. I think that's what it is. I think they've been here already. They won the state championship last year in phenomenal fashion. I mean, that was probably the most exciting high school football game I've ever seen. And they showed poise and character to come back and win that game. So they've been there. They know what it's all about, and I think that's an edge for them as they go into the championship.
Yeah, and they have not trailed too many games this year, take away that Oakdale game. But the one thing I'll say is that last year they really learned how to manufacture a win, getting some big-time plays from people like Ryan Lay and Davon Butler, where they really grew up. This year, they hopefully will take that to their advantage and be able to lead the Lancers into into a win during the final game. The line is incredible. The defensive line in particular has just been able to get penetration against anybody they've played in the last 5 or 6 weeks. And every game since that Oakdale game has been a running clock in favor of the Lancers.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You alluded to it earlier, but Coach preaches this. He goes, "We win football games. We win championships. We get to the playoffs. Not right now. Now we're playing games, but we do this in December, in January, in February, in March, April, May. All that time leading up. This is a 12-month program. These kids buy into it. They buy into it at a very young age. They've got a good youth feeder program. And Coach teaches them a lot more than just football.
No, the program is as successful as it is because from the youth levels, the kids come from the feeder programs. They learn the fundamentals of football, but then they learn a lot more here during the football seasons about what's going to make them successful, and not just on the football field, but later on in life. So the Lancers are getting a picture, and they're with the cheerleaders. Tom, an interesting note that in the cheerleading championship last week, it was Chesapeake edging the Lancers, and so the Lancers got second in the state with their cheerleaders, right behind the Chesapeake Cougar cheerleaders. So there was a little bit of history coming into this game, I think.
Yeah, and it's a sweet victory here tonight for the Lancers. The formula is the same. I mean, they were riding high early last year. They got beat pretty soundly by Oakdale. Same thing happened this year, and ever since the Oakdale game, the Lancers have been putting up a phenomenal amount of points, and they're not giving up anything on defense. I think the only points they've really given up the past couple of weeks on defense have really been toward the end of the game, when the game was already in the books for them.
And in most of those cases, the other teams are having their first team's offense still on the field. So we'd like to just take one last opportunity to thank our sponsors for making all of this possible. As Cool 1450 WTHU is able to bring you these games, thanks to Ace Hardware Mount Airy, Catoctin Orchards, Catoctin Wildlife Preserve, the Center for Life Chiropractic, DentedToolbox.com, Emmitsburg Glass, Gettysburg Auto Auction, Happy Dog Groomers, Mix Plumbing and Heating, Schuff's Meat Market, and Woodsboro Bank. And we'll be bringing you the state final game next Thursday. Kickoff at 7 o'clock. We're on the air at 6:45. On behalf of Tom Jeppy, Michael Betteridge, Will Burns. This is Michael Reinick signing off for Cool 1450 WTHU. Have a great night.
Here's the Cool 1450 AM forecast. For tonight, mostly cloudy and a low of 27. Tomorrow brings us rain, freezing rain and sleet before 10 in the morning, and then rain and a high near 39. Overnight tomorrow night, a chance of rain, then turning partly cloudy with a low of 35. For Sunday, partly sunny and a high